you know that the music should be.
Here we go.
How's it going, Theo?
No hat. No hat.
No hat for you.
Yeah.
Oh, nice hoodie thing going on.
Yeah.
I've got a T-shirt that cost over $100. I won't tell you why, but whoa. Looks good with the painting. Hey, listen, can I say something? This is, your show. I'm just your deputy.
That's
but
not the truth. It's all changing.
For our incredible family, fans, peeps, as you came up with last Wednesday, Samly, do us a favor. Do yourselves a favor. Keep telling people about this podcast. Obviously, we know you're doing that. We need you to subscribe if you haven't already. I want you to go and click, however you're listening, however you're watching, take the survey. Go down to the bottom, wherever that is. Take the survey, subscribe, and so that's a good thing. I've done it already under 10 aliases, which I won't even. I'm 644 right now.
Agent 644.
Agent 644, just for us who are listening and watching. But no, you got to do that. And I know the ones that you're telling everybody to do that, because that's how these things are that continue to grow and succeed. And we have so much fun on these things. And how we keep doing them. And how we keep doing them.
And here's what's crazy about our show. It's actually, because I could see all the analytics and all that, it's one of the highest, like we have usually on YouTube, it's like when people watch videos.
You know all that shit.
Yeah, when people watch videos, usually I think it's like 70% or 80% are non-subscribers to the channel and 20% are just, people who are subscribed. Ours is like 50-50 right now. Like 50% of the people who are watching these videos are subscribed to the channel. So that's amazing. We want to get it even higher. And then for all those listening to this on audio, Apple and Google Play and iHeart,
iTunes and
wherever,
iHeartRadio,
just subscribe. And this survey we're doing is because Kim and I are going to be talking about a bunch of other stuff on here as well. And we'll continue to do it and get it bigger than everything. Like I said, we got the merch coming soon. New graphics are coming soon. And some of the merch, we're talking about doing an Agent 644 shirt.
Do I get some of the merch, Theo?
Yeah, you do.
Would I get a T-shirt?
We're thinking about doing one with your quote on it. Your quote with 644.
Agent 644.
Yeah, it'll be cool like this. It'll be we're gonna do some cool stuff. So we're pretty excited. There's gonna be Reaper Review merch, and there's gonna be all this other stuff. I know that the SOA and Mayan Addicts are doing some kind of contest for a bunch of people who are subscribing. Because whether you know this or not,
I know nothing.
I have a bunch of stuff that you signed over the years here in the house. So I'm gonna be giving some of that away.
Well, that's wonderful. And I have some stuff too when you need it, obviously, because of Kyla Coates and all those incredible Hogs for Heart that we did, and all the charities that you and I continue to support so happily. I have some stuff.
Me too.
So when you need it, you're going to let me know.
Yeah.
And
we're going to start doing some contests and all that kind of stuff, and really just start building this Samly out, this Sam Crow family. And for
our Samly people listening right now, and it just keeps growing every week, and we're sort of exploding now, which is so fantastic. I want to just tell them something, because I and you have done podcasts before.
We have.
There's all kinds of podcasts. There's big podcasts, there's small, there's some, now it's all over Zoom because we really are keeping 6 feet away and being safe with our health and all those things. That's why this works so well. You can hear us well, you can see us well. Yeah. I will get a microphone and headphones eventually when I can afford it. I just stay in this room 24/7. I got to get out more. Yeah. But I got to tell you, there's no podcast like this one.
No.
This is you and I. This is you and me. And we're talking about, there's no BS. And I'm telling you, bro, this is what I'm hearing on the street, in the grocery store, on my Twitter feed. Diana's Facebook is exploding. My wife, I don't do Facebook, but people love that we rarely know anything.
Yep.
People love that it's the Juice and Tig show here.
Yep.
They love that we're talking about a show that meant so much to them, and the little stories that we talk about every week, even though we can't help ourselves. They love that too. So this is a different kind of podcast.
And that we're watching it for the first time, like with them. They're so excited because they feel like, oh my God, now they understand.
That's right. No, that's right.
Yeah.
I've never this show that we're going to talk about. I believe it's season 12, episode 47. I've never seen it before. This is like season 3, episode 6.
The Push.
The Push.
Why is it called The Push?
Well, I know why it was called The Push to me, and I'll get into that pretty fucking soon.
Yeah. But why is it because of The Push?
Don't care.
Okay, don't care. Me neither. Okay, who cares? So here's the thing. Before we get into that, who cares?
I love that last week's comment. Who cares?
Who cares? Who cares? And honestly, again, every time these things, the clips have been dropping, you know, the CLIPZs, the theory clips. It's about to get rebranded into a lot of stuff. It's going to be, you know, Theo and Kim's theory with the Reaper reviews and all that. You're going to see a lot of stuff coming up. But one of the things is keep the comments coming, keep the questions coming. I know last week we forgot to answer questions, but that's because the episode was like 6 hours long and we just wanted to end it. Remember last week
I had 42 pages of notes in 42?
I couldn't.
It was crazy. It was too much.
Too long. So we're going to start this episode relatively faster so we can actually answer a question, because there are some really good ones out there from people, and I know they like to hear them. Somebody did write something that was really interesting, because you've always been better at this than me. I always thought we started the show in 2009. Somebody just wrote, Nirvana 19931 wrote, whenever it was, they commented on one of the things and wrote, I watched the pilot on the night it originally aired, 9/3/08. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I was 15 and just starting high school. The teasers of the show have been playing for weeks on FX. Can you imagine? That's like early 08. This show started.
Yeah, September. You've been here. You've been. Your hair is still the same. You're growing up. You've had a couple of kids since then. He's got the same wife, which I love, and you've had a great life, and it's only exploding.
08.
So
08.
08. Yeah.
September 08. That means that because I had come on super early, there's a possibility that it was like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, probably in like summer of 08. Jax and I were doing like Charlie and I think I remember it was just him and I, that when maybe Boone was around and we were doing some motorcycle training before they filled out the rest of the cast. And again, I didn't even know what was going on. But that had to be like early 08. So crazy. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that long ago. And sometimes it feels like a million years ago, because so much has gone on, especially in the accelerated pace of the world right now. But what I have noticed is in these chaotic times that we are living in, and it's okay to say they're chaotic. It doesn't mean that's, well, maybe it does mean it's a bad thing, but it is a little chaotic. And what I've noticed is that, and you've probably noticed, is that people are nostalgic for different times. Maybe more times that were simpler, maybe is the word that we're looking for. And a lot of people are going back in their entertainment to nostalgia. There's a lot of stuff from the 80s coming up, and 90s, and stuff that people felt a commonality to, especially now with like 600 shows on the air and 7 million movies coming out a year. And, the whole star system's dead and everything's like that is all gone. So they're thinking about these things that they all had in common and that they all would talk about. And I do believe Sons is one of those. So I feel like this is a really cool podcast, because I think that and not just saying it because it's ours, I think it just gives people that ability to kind of take a break, take a beat from the madness. Listen to these two idiots.
No, I am saying it because it's us too. I'm telling you what, I would want to listen to me 24/7 if I had to, because I listen to you 24/7 whether I have to or not. And no, come on, man. I mean, 2008 when this show started, this idea of, let's give props to you and your producers, Theo, and your editors. They're doing such a great job of this show.
Carolyn,
it's just such an incredible job. And however this came about, the good thing about it is it shows the love that you and I had for this show.
Yeah. Because
if you think I'm going to sit here once a week, whether we're in a different normal right now or not, and how we're going to get out of it, because we will, you're crazy. But I love you. I love my cast.
Yeah.
I love the writers. We didn't all get along all the time, but I love the show. And so if you're telling me that these kinds of podcasts, which are so different and esoteric in their own way, this is the perfect time. There's no better time than to have fun and talk about 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 than right now. And that's what we're doing. And good for us.
And just to show people that things were different. You know, it's funny. We get a lot of questions where people are like, oh man, sometimes I get the feeling that, you know, everybody didn't love each other and everybody was this, and, you know, they have this illusion. Understand this. First of all, we all love each other beyond thought process. That's not even a question. That's something that can never be debated. You could ask every single person. The difference is that, like family, when you're together every single day, not just when you're filming, but sometimes when you're not filming, a lot of times when you're not filming, we were together all
the time.
Weekends, nights, all the time, basically living together, traveling together. Of course we got in fights. Of course we had problems with each other. 100%. Just like you and your family have, just like you and your best friends have. But guess what? Do we know that we did something incredibly special? Do we know that we were very fortunate and blessed to be part of something that changed all our lives? You're damn right we did. And we're pretty aware of it. And God, do we love each other. So that's one of the things that I think that everybody goes back to, is because that love radiates off the screen that we had for each other. And it still is today. You know, like we said, we all talk and we do whatever we do. So don't ever get that twisted. And then the other thing is, they just listen, man. I watch a lot of TV. I watch, you know, well, that's not true. I watch what I can. This was a different era of TV. This was the beginning of all this. You know, this was the beginning of those times, of those watch shows. So of course the beginning ones seem more special than a lot of the others that are out now or different, because they're the OGs. They're the originals, like The Sopranos, like all the stuff we talk about. So we're fortunate to be part of that. So that's why everybody's going back to it. And we're happy to do it.
Yeah.
We love it.
You're going a little crazy there, Theo. Are you back? There you are. Was I all right? Were you?
Yeah, I'm back. Is that you? No, you're frozen. Look at your hand. There you go. Have you been? No, you're frozen again. Is it you?
Is it you or is it me?
We always say this, but then the people don't realize it's you. Definitely. I'm sitting on my Wi-Fi. I'm basically in a closet. It's you.
Where the fuck? No, I've got every bar I can possibly have.
Oh, because you do it on your phone. Yeah.
I got to get, I do it on my iPad. I've got to get, living in this goddamn shack, this gorgeous shack. Am I moving now?
No, you're not.
Diana, am I frozen here?
You are. And you're calling Diana over. This is amazing.
Yeah, I have to.
There you are. Now I see you.
Can you see me now?
Diana, check what's going on. This is a mess. He's a mess.
Diana, this technology, you know me. I need an ice cream truck. That's all I've ever needed. Okay, I hope this works. Am I back now? Am I back
You
now?
are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right, good.
Yeah, good. Are we ready?
We'll edit all around that. Here we go.
No, we won't. No, we're not. We're not going to edit anything,
we won't.
Kim, because we don't do that. That's not who we are.
Keep it in.
Keep it in.
The family wants it all.
They want
all
it all.
of it.
They don't want to think that this thing's edited.
No,
what else did we edit? If we edit that, what else have we edited?
Exactly. I wouldn't know because
Exactly.
I'm not caught up. I'm not caught
Exactly. Okay, so listen, The Push was a big episode for me as well. This is season 3, episode 6. We wanted to dive back into season 3. I'm so glad we are. Because again, this was important for me to understand why I thought I might have had problems with it. But this was an important episode, obviously, and it's going to make me laugh, but it's not necessarily a laughing matter. You and Kozak, and we're going to get into this, is truly a rivalry for the ages, but there's so much behind the scenes stuff with that relationship. KJ actually commented on a tweet, or whatever it was a week ago, about us. About you specifically. That's the big reason everyone wanted and picked this. I have a bunch of people who have picked this. So I just want you to start this one off, and then I'm going to say who picked it. Go ahead.
All right. So in the, the previews of the push, I went, okay, wait, someone took your cut? Someone took your cut.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to start this show off, by us being reminded that you, because you didn't have me to protect you, I was on Gemma Island. You had your cut ripped off in the back of a van. Basically
the worst thing you could ever do.
Pretty much. I mean, and Alvarez reminds you of that at the end of this episode. Yep. So, I mean, do you remember doing that whole? I guess you do, right?
No, I don't.
Must have been
no, I don't.
But you did.
But I did. This episode, by the way, comes for us. It might not even have come for us from this person. Maybe I'm just giving them credit. But Shantae Luna, who is amazing on Twitter and has recommended a bunch of episodes. So I believe this is one of hers. So I wanted to get into that. Shantae's the best. She's always involved in the show and everything we do. I've been having nightmares about this show since I shot it. So we might as well do it now and get it out of the way. Let's get it out of the way. Let's talk about Juice getting his cut taken. Did I remember it? No. Do I remember the things that happened with it? Sort of. Now, we do know that there was this subset club, because we're going to get into the episode, but in the preview, he gets his cut taken. He gets kidnapped, beat up. Obviously, they were taking something, not just my cut, not just making a statement, or maybe they were. I don't know until we watch.
We're going to wait till we see those episodes to talk about something we don't know anything about anyway. So we'll wait.
So I'm sure people are mad at us already.
That's fine. And then I want to talk about, Paula Malkinson, who plays Maureen. Now, that not only is she a brilliant actress,
Deadwood.
She's from Belfast, peeps. So if you don't understand her like that Irish accent, you're not gonna, she knows exactly what she's doing. She was brilliant on the show. She had a thing for John Teller back in the day. Like,
they were hooking up. They were together.
They were together, man. They were together big time. So her accent, it fucking works for me. All right.
Okay. Quick question before you go.
Go. Yeah.
When did Gemma have a heart attack?
Or did her scar?
Why'd she fall? No, what? She passed out?
She passed out because she heard that Abel was gone.
Oh.
So she
I'm
just
an idiot.
No, her and I just get off the island. We're going to talk, that's either fourth or fifth episode, just before this. We get off the island. We're going to come home for some little tea, and Abel's fucking gone. And she had no idea. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. Listen, this is why people listen to this thing, to realize that I know nothing.
I know.
And
I
you
know
even less.
You.
So in the preview, she hits the ground.
Down, out, because she's here. She's talking to Paula.
I thought she had a heart attack.
No. She just heard something that she...
Then why is she in the hospital?
Well, she's got a bad heart anyway.
But isn't that why she's in the hospital?
Well, maybe. Let's watch the show when we watch the show, and then we'll talk about it.
Because they're in the hospital in the beginning.
Well, that's because she probably had a fucking fainting session. They think it's her heart. It was his heart.
It was
his heart. I don't know. She fell down. I think she got some bad info, but she's got a bad heart. They're taking in to get her all kinds of tests.
Point is, on the preview, because we're still in the preview, she hits the ground, and also it's the beginning of the Jack Stahl plan. We've already reviewed season 3 finale. This is the beginning. So he was putting this plan into motion early. Okay.
Unbeknownst to me and my memory.
Unbeknownst to anybody.
Well, not the fans, not the Samly. The Samly knows. They know all about. They knew. But yeah, no. At this point, no one does. That's right. This is the beginning of that whole Stahl thing. Yeah. Is he going to be a rat?
I should probably look at our notes before I talk.
Go.
So it says, I opened by saying we are tapped again. The club's out of money. Apparently, Juice lost $10K. They took $10,000 from me when they took my cut. Now we're cooking with grease. Now we're cooking with grease. We got it going on.
Now we got it going on. No, seriously. Thanks for bringing that up, because I had no idea. I call you an idiot coming up, so it must be part of you get your cut stolen, plus he lost a bunch of money for us.
Okay, right. So first scene, big day meeting outside. Talk about that. We never do scenes outside during the day. That was amazing.
Is that when Kozak comes in? Is that the one you're talking about?
The
when
best,
we're in the back.
I have a lot of questions. There? Yeah, the back of the clubhouse.
So this is all I know, and that is that for those of you who don't know Kenny Johnson, you should. For those of you who came from an arm wrestling background, you do. The kid was a world champion arm wrestler.
Number 2 in the world.
He is a bull.
Beast.
Now, if you've heard of a bull in a china shop,
yep,
that's pretty much Kenny.
Yeah.
And his tail like a dog wags all the time. He's a beautiful human being. He'd give you the shirt off his back. He'd buy you a hot dog if you wanted one. But he's a bull.
He'll also break you in half in 14 seconds.
We're going to get to that. But at the beginning of this is what I loved about Kenny in this scene. We now know we're about to work with, you've seen The Shield. It's one of your favorite shows. I'd never seen it.
Lem. He plays Lem on The Shield. It's one of the best characters ever. I
knew who Kenny was. Excited. We've met him before. But this is where he's really going to be part of the club, we think. Or maybe not. We'll see how it's going to turn out. But Kenny shows up, and everyone else splits. Everyone else goes in. We're getting ready for the big vote. They split. They want to leave the 2 boys to talk it out. And he's just, like I said, his tail's always wagging. Well, his hand knocks over a beer, totally by accident. He picks it up, and he goes, can we just, so we're going to do it again. And so they put a new beer out there and whatever, and he starts coming in. He knocks it over again. We did it 3 times, and he's not trying to. He just does. His tail just can't. And so the 3rd time, I reach in, I pick it up, and I put my finger on it. And for all of you, non-alcoholic people, if you put your finger on a beer, it stops the foam from going crazy. I knew that from my, university days. So I just put my finger on top of the beer, and it stopped it. And I made Kenny just keep going. Just kept going. And that's what they kept in the scene. And it was beautiful. It was fucking beautiful.
I am blown away that you told me that happened 3 times, because I have in my notes, obviously, I could tell sometimes things are so brilliant that you go, that's an accident, because you can't, I don't care how good of an actor or a writer you are, you can't plan it, because it would have to be perfect. And the way you kept staring at him when you put your finger on it and picked it up. But the fact that he did that 3 times is beyond recognition.
No, he did it 3 times, and he really wasn't trying to. That's what's so beautiful about the way he acts. He wasn't trying. He's just a bulldog, and he just did it. And he was more flustered, and it might have helped Kozak at the moment, because he's going to be flustered with Tig and Tig's vote that's about to happen in the chapel. And so maybe that was all part of his internal workings. And don't go there with Kenny. Just let Kenny be Kenny. You can't ask him, just go. And I just found it so fucking, if you look at Tig's face, looking at Kozak when he knocked it over the 3rd time, that's it. We're just going to keep going. I'm going to put my finger in the bottle, and they used it, and it was gorgeous and funny. And it was just, that was the beginning of the show.
It's such an amazing scene, and having you two, that really, because we'd been prepping this for a minute since season 3, episode 1, when they said that's on Tig, right? When he wanted to come in the club. Again, knowing Kenny now the way I do, and I can only hope that he's listening to us. He is the strongest person I've ever met in my life, meaning because I've been tossed around by him. I've never seen something like it. He has a physical strength that is beyond comparison.
No, he doesn't, and he doesn't even know.
No.
He's so strong. He's like a redwood tree.
Yes.
You talk about Bill Lucking in those same terms.
Yeah.
Those 2 guys are like, you can't move them.
But when he grabs you, he would come up and grab you. Like if he was behind you and you would, like, let's say you were just hanging out and everybody's bullshit and everybody's talking, he'd come up and grab you. And like certain people grabbing you and you're like, okay, it's cool. Like he'd grab you and it's like a vice. And he could, like, I'm 175 pounds. He could pick you up and like literally just like move
Every
you.
time I had a little arm wrestle with him and he would play jokes with all of us, I looked him in the face and I would say, don't fucking break my wrist.
Don't break my arm.
Please don't break my arm. Yeah. Like, I just want to feel your strength.
But don't break my arm.
But, oh, God.
What a beast. So that scene is so incredible, and you're smiling the whole time. Just amazing. Okay, so we're at the table.
Yeah.
Okay, couple questions. Again, since we started this, so we started this Reaper review not knowing shit about anything. Let's go with the prospects come running in. The 3 prospects. We started
Miles,
with 3
Chris.
prospects.
Yeah, we had 3. And then we lost one.
Yeah, well, one of the kids is actually from one of my favorite movies ever called Kids. It's a New York independent film that's absolutely amazing. It was Rosario Dawson's first film.
Wow,
Cool. Amazing movie by this guy Harmony, and he's the lead of that movie. He did not last long with us. He left. He was gone right away, and then we got Frank and Chris Reed.
Frankie and Chris took over. Yeah, they were awesome.
So those 2, we started with those 3 prospects, but really we were with Potter and Chris. And if you just so I know everybody who's listening to this goes, who the fuck are you talking about? Filthy Phil and Miles, which obviously right. Juice knows well. So those 2 stuck with us. But the 3rd kid is from this movie Kids. He's been in a ton of stuff. He's a phenomenal New York actor, but he lasted like 1 or 2 episodes. So the prospects come in, they're gone. I have a question, and maybe this isn't the time to say it, and if it is, just tell me no. What's the problem with Kozak again?
What do you mean? With Tig and Kozak?
Yeah.
Well, this is what the whole 3rd season's going to be about, Theo. Do you want me to get into it now? I mean... No.
You know what? Maybe we save it. Because I don't know.
And you shouldn't know. No one should know at this time. There's a problem. There was a scene. It's either coming up or we've done it already, but we haven't talked about it yet. I think it's the first time I see Kozak and Tig. We get so close in the clubhouse where I go, you want to kiss me? You want to kiss? Like there's some animosity right away between these 2, but it's club animosity. It's not like but there's something going on. And we find out when you guys go to Ireland about this Missy. Who the fuck is Missy?
Got it. And I remember a little.
And so there was a background that only Bobby knows, Clay knows, you know a little bit, probably not as much. But there was always this fucking problem, but no one knew what it was. But Tig and Kozak do, and it was called Missy. The audience.
But we don't know that yet.
No, nothing.
So here's the thing. What I loved what they did here at the voting of the table, because we're voting, right? So we obviously, Happy is now going to become an official Redwood original member.
Correct.
That's, right away. Yeah, everybody does the whole lift off. Yay. Jax does the big delay, trying to get some comedy on Charlie. I love it. Right. And then
that's what that moment was. It was an attempt
at
comedy of this kid.
But they didn't keep the camera on him. They put it on
put it on lift off.
Yeah.
DL.
Okay. Lift off. If we ever say lift off, it's DL, which is happy. Which is happy. Just, these people hear 14 names and they get flustered in the comments. Okay. Here's my thing that I thought was so brilliant. We go to Kozak to vote him in.
Yeah.
Instead of doing some big, let's go around the whole table the other way and end with Tig, the first vote is nay. No chance. We're not even getting to the other people.
Sutter didn't want any of that bullshit. He wanted to go, we start with Clay, let's just go right to Tig. Because that's
nay.
He says it's nay.
And you were smiling about it. It's not even a question.
No, not even a question. No fucking way.
Okay. Amazing scene. We go outside. He pushes you from behind. Before you did that, that's when I saw, and we referenced it in last week's episode, the Tig hair in full effect. Your hair got bigger by the season. Maybe it started to come down later. You were up. You were like Sonny Bono. It's up there, right? So let me ask you this. You're in full effect. Kozak's there. This whole thing's come with you and Kenny. He's been around now for a little while. This scene is coming. Did you guys have stunt doubles? Did you rehearse it? Did you do whatever? Tell me everything about this scene.
Okay, so and we're not gonna leave any of this out. We're gonna talk about the whole thing for our family because they need to hear this. I knew right away, and there was bets going on that you can tell everybody about in a minute. You and Charlie had bets like how long is it going to be before Coates breaks his leg or his arm or someone's going to lose an eye because both these guys are crazy, and it's gonna. But for me, My nickname on the show was Safety First.
Yep.
Safety first. All the guns, all the riding. I would stop shots. Tommy's dragging his feet. Someone didn't know what they're. Stop. Always. So this is the first time. I remember feeling a little bit when I fought DL, big fisticuffs in the pilot. And DL was who DL is, and I made sure that he knew that this is acting, and we're not going to punch each other's real. I got it. I got you. Go Z. I got. Right. But this is Kenny Johnson, and he's a fucking bull. So of course we rehearsed the entire fight, and when you rehearse fights, it's not a play fight because play fights are just with pillows, and this is swinging and ducking and hitting in the stomach. You want to feel it. You want to tap. You don't want to, you miss your face when it's and depending on where the camera is, where Stevie and David will put the camera, it would look like you're getting knocked out. People understand that. But with Kenny Johnson, man, here's where the one thing was going through my mind. And I blame myself more than I blame Kenny. The end of the fight was, and this is what Stephen K wanted to do. And then I found out later that he tried it on another show and someone got seriously hurt. What he wanted and what Sutter wanted was think about these two incredible elks. They're going to come together and grizzly bears, like knock heads. No one wins. No one loses. So the last image was going to be Kenny and Kim running at one another. And we were going to grab like my arm over his shoulder, his arm over, and bang. No face, just chest to chest. Okay. So we do it, and you do it, and you get on the pool table, then you get into the couch, and we stop, and everyone's ready. And then we're getting ready for the big finale. And I got to tell you, I never saw it coming. It was his shoulder went into my neck. You saw it. Everyone heard it. I fucking hit the ground like a cabbage. I went down. I fucking screamed. It was like I started yelling at him, and I fucking got up, and everyone was grabbing Kenny and grabbing me, and I had surgery. I got lucky. I got fucking lucky. I could have burst my Adam's apple. and I blame me more than I blame Kenny, because Kenny he didn't know his own strength, man, and his fucking shoulder went right into my neck, and that's that, and Bob's your fucking uncle. Yeah. I should have turned around. I should have turned my back at him. Something. But what was it like?
You know what the craziest part about that story is? I won $40.
Yeah. I knew there was some bets going on, man. It's like, who's going to hit the floor? Coach, he's going to hit the floor. He's going to be hitting this fight. Someone's going to break a nose. Someone's going to. And we had rings going on, and yeah, it was something else. It's the first time ever on a show that I had to just take a break, take a moment. And there was a big ass. Well, you can't. Maybe you can see I don't know if you can see the scar, but
I can.
Yeah. He fucked up my neck pretty bad, and I had surgery at the end of that season. That was season 6. So nothing got.
Season 3.
I'm sorry, season 3, episode 6. I got it done at the end of that season, but we were lucky. Kenny was very sorry, and I was sorry. It was just one of those moments where you just go, motherfucker. That was pretty close.
What's really interesting is we're going to see later in the show, I had a similar incident, and we'll talk about that. But, again, what people have to understand, and this is a tricky one. I try to teach a lot of young actors this because I was as bad at this as anybody else, is that real fighting and stage combat are two completely different animals.
Yeah.
Stage combat would be more similar to dancing.
Yeah.
Knowing the routine. 1, 2, 3.
That's
three,
right.
1,
That's
2,
right.
3,
You
4.
duck there. You stab there. You move
swing,
here.
We're going to step.
Yeah.
We're going to move.
Yeah.
We're going to duck. And it's like a dance move. You're almost figuring out your dance. And then also what looks faster on camera could be slower in real life because things look different. You have to follow through with your punches. Depending on where the camera is, your fist could be almost a foot away from someone's face, and the camera makes it look like you're hitting them. your eyes have to follow their eyes. So the second this thing crosses, you have to turn your head. There's so many little nuances that you learn, but it only comes with one, wanting to learn it, and two, shaking off the real fighting if you're a trained fighter. Now, Kenny, like I was doing and like others, you know, is a crazy boxer. He fights all the time. He does a lot of combat. He's doing different types of combat, jiu-jitsu, whatever. So he's always in the mindset, right? And that does not bode well when you're filming, because you have to be able to switch the brain. And again, it's just a combination of how strong he is. There's so many, all the guys are around. There's so much testosterone. But yeah, you bet that we were betting on that fight. And what we were betting was someone's going to get hurt. And if you could actually see it in the episode, Jax's face. Jax is like smiling with his arms crossed like this.
Oh yeah.
And he tells the prospects, go get towels or something to clean up the blood.
It's happening.
It's happening. And we knew that these two bulls were about to hit. And everybody says, I can't believe how fast, you know, Juice moved the furniture. Like I moved that furniture right out of the way because I knew what was coming. And just an amazing, yeah, I knew we were going to spend time on that, but man, that is truly a monumental moment in the show. So, okay. I always thought we left for Belfast earlier.
So did I.
I can't believe we were there for such a short amount of time because we're back in the later episodes. So we were only really there for.
I'll bet you're there for 4 shows at the most. I don't know for sure, but you leave in 7 because this is 6. We're gonna get into it. But Oswald's going. You get on the cargo plane.
Yeah,
that's the next episode.
So 7, we're gone.
7, you leave, and you're there 8, 9. I think 10.
Yeah, we'll find out.
But we'll find out.
I thought it was longer.
Yeah.
Because one of the problems a lot of people had with this season, and I don't know if you remember this, and I think that they might have, it's coming, unless they removed it completely from the catalog, they changed the theme song.
No, they did. No, they did.
It's coming later.
It's coming when you guys go to Ireland.
When we actually go to Ireland, they actually changed it. And people
they've got like an Irish flute in there.
They
changed
pissed.
It all. Oh yeah. Oh no, it get ready.
Because that song means a lot to them, and people were pissed when they changed it.
They tried to keep the same. Bobby tried to keep the same lilt, but an Irish lilt, and people going, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on? They were pissed. So okay. So Gemma's in the bathroom at the hospital. Again, this is what we're talking about. I do believe something happened. You and I both don't know, so I don't want to spend time on that because we both know. But she's in the hospital for a reason.
Yeah.
So Jax and Stahl are in church. She really is, again, I'll say it again, she's the ultimate villain. She always takes that breath. Tell me about the Jax and Stahl scene in the church.
I just got, look at Jax working with Stahl. Complicated shit going on with the club and Stahl and other clubs and the Irish and the missing baby and Jenna and Gemma. I go, Jesus, thank Christ I didn't watch the show. I mean, I wrote that down in one fucking scene. I'm telling you what, this idea of yours and your team, and I hopped on, I thought we're going all over. We're going all over. So when you get to stuff like that in the club, that they're talking about the past and the future and the now, the present, but it has to do with clubs and the Irish and Jimmy O'Fallon and oof, it's fucking again. Kurt never got the props that he deserved from awards and all that sort of stuff. But this kind of shit, because it's such a character show, it's a character show. It's all about all of us more than anything. We don't even have fucking music through this show. There's no it's just acting and reacting and shit goes down. But this kind of stuff, that's called, when they were doing this show and they were breaking it down on that famous board that we'd always try and see, if Juice's name, Tig's name, where are we, what. This is the kind of stuff that they needed to throw out then. It's expositional shit. And I'm telling you what, you've got to be on top of your game to figure out what the fuck is going on, because you needed to have watched all the shows to figure out what this means.
Yeah, and a lot of info being thrown at you.
A lot of info.
And then what I love too, which they always did really well on Sons, the timing of Clay walking in, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, is Clay on to stall and Jax? Like, is he thinking something's going on? Right. But for a moment, as a fan, because I'm a fan at this moment,
I see what you're saying.
I go, I go, oh shit, he's working with her. He just put the stuff in his cut. And he just walks in, and I'm thinking, and he's asking him about Tara, and make a choice. She's either in or out. Things are getting sticky. Again, we've had a lot of love with Clay and Jax now. They were started like shit. They were doing really good. And now you can start to see where it's about to get sticky again for them. So I just thought it was interesting, the timing of him coming in and asking.
No, that's a very good point, actually, Theo. The whole Jax Clay economy, the whole thing, the way things were going and building, and the sun's gone. We're going to see him again. Don't you ever forget that. But motherfucker, since Jax beat that kid's on the things are, I'm with Gemma Island. You're getting your cut stolen. We got no money again. The Mayans are just a trouble and a thorn in our side that we thought we kind of got rid of a little bit. We thought the Mayans and Alvarez was going to be more on our side. No. And then, okay, well, we'll get to it, but I want to say about how Darby.
Oh, we'll get to that. I want to ask you a question first.
Yeah.
Are Tara and Jax not together?
Why
am I asking you? Why am I even asking you?
I think they're together.
I don't think so.
Oh boy, Jack's telling Gemma to sign.
They might not be together.
Stuff.
There might be something behind the Clay thing, and then also, it seems like they're a little off. Again, just say it in the comments. And
maybe they're not.
Maybe after what happened in that episode 1 that we watched.
Let's keep going.
Whatever. Okay.
Let's see.
Kozak and Piney doing their best in that tow truck.
No, that's right, because we do end up with the beautiful Kristen Renton at the end of this episode. So maybe they're not really together.
Correct.
Right now. Okay. Go ahead.
So Kozak and Piney in the tow truck.
And did you notice when the tow truck was being driven, peeps? Did you notice that it went like that? That's because the biggest redwood sitting here, the other biggest redwood sitting here. And I loved, and this is probably Kenny's idea, and our beautiful Tracy and our beautiful makeup peeps. He had such bloody bandaged eyes under those orbits and like sunglasses.
Yeah.
That it was from the big fight with Tig.
Great.
And it was great additions. He never took them off. Just great shit.
Yeah, it's great. It reminds me of one of the Rockies when like Apollo and Rocky, had their fight and they like show up with their glass and they could see the tape underneath it and the blood and all that. It's just But just seeing Piney and Kozak together was super cool. But also, cool. Yeah, when he's like, it's no sweat off my back, whatever, and just like the way they're playing it, because it's always funny when this is going to sound super existential and weird and whatever, but when actors are acting in a scene. Like you're playing a character already.
But you're acting.
But you're acting in the acting. That sounds so weird, I know, but it's like Kenny's playing Kozak and Kozak's acting to pretend he's someone else.
And Piney, William Lucky's playing Piney, and they're acting tow truck drivers.
Amazing. It's like double acting.
No, it's double acting.
So I just get intrigued by that. Okay. So Jax says after they do the whole tow truck thing, they get that started. Jax says he gives Gemma the stuff and says, "Mom, you need to trust me, and this has to be our secret." So the plan is in full effect right now.
So and I go, it's in full effect, but I go, and this is me because I don't, I have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, but I can't keep up with the SOA secrets right now. There's a lot of secrets between all of us. There's fucking secrets.
Yeah.
Man, are there that many secrets in real life? Like, honestly.
I don't. Maybe in that life, maybe in group settings, maybe there is. Like I assume maybe, right?
Yeah.
You've been on big sets, college, right? Maybe there's big casts. Maybe there's shit going down.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Especially when people are younger, right? And they're playing the bullshit games. But there was so much. I do remember at one point. I do feel like season 3 was that point. There was a lot going on. Yeah. It's coming from all angles at this point, and you really got to pay attention. One thing that is really different about TV and movies now You don't really have to pay attention like you used to. Did you ever notice that?
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Sit right there. We're going to give you everything in the next 10 seconds, the next 10 seconds, the next 10 seconds, and here we go.
And there's not a lot of substance.
Don't think. Just hang with us.
Yeah, yes. I'll ask people who come out of these like giant $200 million like IMAX style films, and I'll be like, how was it? And they go, oh, it's amazing. And I go, oh, cool. What'd you like about it? And they're like, it looked amazing. I go, no, but how was the story? And they go, oh, I don't know, but it looked amazing. And I'm like, oh, so it looked amazing. Okay. So if we're going for visual stuff, I mean, why not just watch it with the sound off? Who cares what they're saying? If it looked amazing. But again, this show, you had to follow what was going on or you're out of it. Because I'm out of it at this point. I don't know what's happening. That's
why a couple of weeks ago we talked about a scene with Clarence and Dayton Callie in that beautiful police office, and it was 42 minutes long. 42. And that allows you to just sit back, whew, and take a breath. Make sure the popcorn's right there. Just like, whoa, just like this is going to be a couple of old gunslingers. It's a long scene. We don't have to really concentrate a lot because the dialogue's easy, but this kind of shit, these secrets going on. Okay, so we get to, I don't know if you noticed this, Rossi, but I certainly did, because Tig and Kozak stare after getting the drugs, like from the balloons. Like there was this stare.
Okay, but wait, hold on. You're missing something.
Before that, what did I forget?
So you talked earlier in this episode about your nickname on set, which is the truest, most honest nickname anybody's ever had, which was Safety First. DL had Liftoff. Yeah. You had Safety First. I'm sure there was some other ones that stuck around, Juicy Pants and whatever. Yeah. Chibs, when those bikers are pulling up the Mayans and they come into the wall of SOA guys waiting there with guns, me being one.
Oh, yes. I forgot about those two dudes.
And everybody's firing their guns. But we know that we're not firing to kill them. We're firing in the air. We're firing at the ground. Let me talk to you about Safety First. You weren't there.
No.
And I got to tell you, it was safety last. And I'm going to tell you why it was safety last. I want you to go back, and I know you won't, but somebody will tell you on Twitter. Chibs was shooting behind his back.
Behind his back. No, I saw it. I didn't put it down.
Bobby was shooting in the air.
Boom.
And Ryan had a machine gun, shotgun, or whatever it was, shooting in the air. The most dangerous thing I'd ever been a part of. This was no safety from us because we were just having fun.
That's called the Wild Wild West.
If you were there, you would have had a panic attack. You would have had a panic attack.
Wouldn't have allowed any of it.
So when Chib shot behind his back, I remember watching going, man, we are so lucky. Because even though it's blanks, everybody's like, yeah, it's blanks. It is. But again, eardrums, blanks, there's still something that comes out. It's a hot shell that comes out. It's a disaster. So never leave us to do something and just say, oh, you just shoot wherever you want. Don't tell us that.
No, you can't do that. No, there's no way. So wait, so that was season 2 that we had the big things. We should have learned something by then. Okay, yeah.
You weren't on. Safety First wasn't around. So the drugs now. So now the drugs come, and I said Bobby taking the drugs, us seeing the drugs. You guys, again, I was always like a character. Juice loved drugs.
Yeah.
Tell me about that when they all came out. Everybody's reactions were amazing.
When what?
When the drugs came out.
What happened?
You see everybody's reactions to it? When Bobby has to taste it, he it's just so big and so great. And again, it's just so big. And it's so everybody with all these balloon drugs, Juice's eyes light up. I'm hanging out of the van. Okay, and it's just great. Okay.
Good.
So Clay and Unser. Unser's not playing the game anymore is what I wrote.
No.
He says, I ain't sleeping much lately, Clay, because of the violence. He's kind of finished with us.
Yeah,
right?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard for Unser at this time now. There's been too many deaths. It's been, Hale's gone. Everyone's fighting one another. He's got the cancer. He's ready to go. He's ready to just shut it all down. But he's trapped. He's trapped. He can't go anywhere. We have him. We own him. He's a cop that helps out the club. He can't go anywhere, and he knows it. And you just get all.
And he's known them since he was 18. Like I always said, if there was a first 9 show, Unser would be like the young guy there.
Yeah.
You know, he says, I'm closer with this club than I ever was with, you know, anybody in this department. He really is so intertwined with Gemma and Clay and all that, and just part of the town. So I think that that was an interesting scene because he couldn't even look at Clay.
No.
Dayton played it where he didn't look at him.
No, couldn't even look at him. I love that.
Me too.
Tommy does that a lot with the Irish. It was fun. It was when you don't actually look at someone and they're right there looking at you, and you actually don't even fucking look at them because you don't know if you're going to punch them or you're trapped or what are you really thinking, or you don't want to tell them what you're thinking because eyes, as you've always said, and you're right, don't lie. Interesting choice as an actor. Not
you have two when you're feeling like that. You do with Kozak, you always look right at him, right? And you're smiling and you're looking like into his soul. So it's either I'm going to look through you or I'm not even going to give you my eyes. Like you don't even have these.
Yeah.
And it's so blatant that you're literally turning your whole body. So that was a great scene. Again, they have so many in there. So Gemma giving the statement to Stahl that Jax wrote. I wrote everything starting to come together for the finale. What an interesting build, by the way. I have a couple of questions. You've worked with Robin Weigart before.
Yeah, Weigart. Yeah,
Weigart.
A couple times. Love her. Robin Weigart. Yeah, she's beautiful.
She's
so talented.
She really played that lawyer different than maybe someone would play the lawyer. Right?
Yeah. No, I thought I mean, we've talked about how the casting was so great on this show, and you know, a woman, beautiful, another strong, but Robin played, she wasn't gnarly. She wasn't like mob boss-ish lawyer. She was just fucking real, dressed good. This is the deal. And I believed everything she said. Everything she said.
Yeah, it was just such an interesting way to play it. Very like, very light. She played it like lighter on her feet than someone who, you know, maybe a less of an actor could have. She made a really strong choice for what she was doing. And I think a less of an actor might just play that like a lawyer and not give it any colors or any character or anything else. And she made that character a character. And sometimes it's hard to make those legal things that are just exposition a character. And I really thought that was cool that she kind of made that into a character actor. You know what I mean? Whether it be through sexuality, whether it be through lines, or whether it be just cool.
No, really cool. And we've said this before. I talked to all my buddies about this. Expositional stuff, scientists, those incredibly doctored, like West Wing. I couldn't have been on that show if you paid me money. All the dialogue and all the incredible, like you really have to know what you're saying and then forget about it and make it real. And Robin did an incredible job doing that as the lawyer.
So we're in this scene with Gemma giving that statement.
Okay, so like, what the fuck happened there? I swear to God, I am just an audience member watching this last night, and I'm sitting there going, all right, I kind of remember, but not really, but kind of, and holy fuck. Stahl is starting to panic. She's starting to panic in this room because Gemma is saying too much. Is she going to tell her side of the story, which she's already been told to Stahl what to say? And all of a sudden, she talked about Sarah, right?
Polly.
You know, Stahl, Polly, played Polly. Sarah Jones, Stahl's daughter, talked about her. And then she tells the lie and said that it wasn't Stahl, but her partner.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
No, me neither. So here's what's crazy. Everything's starting to come together. Okay. This is where I feel like
holy shit.
Yeah. I feel like Chaz Palminteri at the end of Usual Suspects. Yeah. So it's so crazy. Skokie, Illinois. Everything that's happening at the end of Usual Suspects with the board. Here's what I got. One, no idea that was about to happen.
No.
So I'm so happy that I watched this episode. Never seen it, obviously. Stahl is acting, and another example, like we said with Piney and Kozak, of an actor acting. And she's doing so well because she wrote the statement. She knows what's coming.
She knows what's coming up.
And she's acting like, oh my God, she's about to implicate me. She's about to say me. And even the guy who's interviewing her turns and looks at Agent Stahl, and then she pins it on her partner.
Yeah.
If you ever had to know why she's the greatest villain in television, she pins it on her partner, not just her partner in the force or the department, her partner in life.
In life. Now, hang on. Let's talk about that for a second. Did we start this show? Were they together, her partner and Stahl, in bed, or is that later?
I think it's we haven't seen it yet, but oh no, it might have been this show. It might have been. It might
have been at the beginning. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Copy.
But she pins it on her, and she does it because she needs her plan to work and to win at this game that she's created, and get Gemma off so she can get Jax to do. Man, what? And again, she's acting inside of a scene. So again. Great scene. And then the lawyer, played by Robin, who we just spoke about,
so maybe
doesn't know what's happening.
No, she doesn't. But maybe we're all being too good of actors. Like that last scene that we talked about, the finale of season 3, and I don't think Gemma knew what was going down. No. I think she was completely floored. But all of us in the paddy wagon start laughing after the fact that the acting that you rat, you fuck. That maybe we were too good at it.
That's acting inside of acting.
Yeah. Maybe we were all just a little too good at it. Anyway, this is a moment
nobody ever tips the hat. There's very rarely that the only time I've seen in the things that we've been doing for these Reaper reviews where someone tipped the hat and I didn't notice it until Jax turned away from Stahl in 13 and had a little smirk on his face.
That little smirk.
And I went, oh shit, I didn't notice that.
No, beautiful. And we did. No, not the first time, but I certainly saw it when we were doing these.
So that was the only tip of the hat. So that was an amazing scene, super cold-blooded by Stahl. So now we go to the under the bridge scene.
Okay, so I really have to talk about this for a second.
Please
because we had many different interpretations of Under the Freeway, out on the dirt, clubs coming in, getting off bikes, standoff, didn't always fight. But we had a few of them over the years. This is actually the first one that I really remember. I said nothing, but maybe that's why. I mean, I didn't have to prepare other than to just feel it, know where I came from, where I was going. This was like your scene. This was Clay's scene. This was... Marcus doesn't like losing heroin. Like, he really doesn't like losing heroin. And that other club that we just talked about, that you talked about.
Yeah, right? So it's the Grim Bastards are behind us.
Correct.
They're with us.
Not them.
Michael Beach. The Lodi Club. I don't remember.
That's them.
Yeah, so Jose Pablo Cantillo is the one who took my cut. Beautiful actor. I saw that in the preview. Yeah, just did The Walking Dead recently. He's a great actor. Him and I had become fast friends. So here's what's funny about that scene.
Please.
Obviously, again, I'm still in the put me in coach mode.
Put me in coach.
I was getting more in at this point. I was still the young juice. Got my cut taken. Always getting abused by somebody. Always the guy who's,
cleaning
to the party.
Moving the furniture to the walls.
To the walls. Just trying. And I know I got this scene and I'm going to knuckle up and I'm going to finally get to do it. Finally get to be a son. Right? Here we go. And we didn't really have time to rehearse.
Remember that? You guys come in there. We're losing daylight. Gotta go.
And I had those big old boots on. And
Did you ever?
And after the punch, he goes down. And he made a joke to me, Jose, before it. He said, "Hey, it's a movie." I said, "No, I know. Come on, I'm not an idiot." And I threw that kick, and it connected, and I didn't pull it. And I think he broke his ribs. I think he was in the hospital right after it. And he broke his rib, and I think he missed a day of filming. And I've never felt worse in my life, and it made me realize.
I forgot that.
Yeah, it taught me a lot.
I forgot that.
It taught me a lot about stage combat. It taught me a lot about patience and how things look faster on camera, and all the stuff I told you earlier about Kozak. That was the moment where I really learned. And now here
Good for you.
Yeah, 11, 12 years later, and I do it all the time in movies and TV shows. and I've really become like, you know, safety first or safety second, if you want to call it.
Good.
But that moment was my learning lesson, because I had all the guys around me. You could smell the testosterone. Everybody's just, let's go. And this was this moment. And I got over anxious and I wasn't paying attention. And I know our stunt coordinator at the time, I don't think Norris was there yet.
Don't remember
Either. Eric Norris, Chuck Norris's son, was actually the stunt coordinator on Sons of Anarchy for the majority of the run. I'm not sure he was there yet. Fun fact, by the way. And yeah, I just didn't pull up. But that was again, taking that bad moment away. That was an amazing scene because, you know, again, I got to get put in coach. It's Juice is kind of, you're learning a little more about him. And again, we talked about this recently with when we went back to the fingers in the ass scene with Cameron.
Yeah.
You know, and the little Dutch boy stuff. Again, you're earning and learning. Why you're going to break your heart with Juice later on is this is a guy, he got his cut taken. He gets beat up. He lost money. He's just trying. He's trying. He's surely not a hero. He's surely not the cool guy. And he was trying. And
but he ain't no villain. I'll tell you that. He ain't no villain. Juice was never a villain. He really was a lost boy in a man's world, and he had to grow up so fast because of certain decisions that he made. And again, it's all writing, and it's what you brought to the character that made it so unforgettable, Theo. So I'm glad you and I are doing these first 3 seasons first.
Me too.
But boy, when we get to 4 and 5, I mean,
I can't even imagine. I was thinking about that.
If you think this is fun, just laying the bricks, we're laying the bricks for the Reaper reviews. We're laying the bricks. But the family's going to go nuts when they hear about you and Miles with me and my daughter. When they hear that stuff,
you and Venus, you and your daughter.
They're going to lose it. They're going to lose it. So, but yeah, that was, I remember that. And you couldn't help but feel for Juice because you wanted to prove to the boys how tough you were, how you're cut. Even remember Alvarez goes, come on, Essie. How do
you lose your cut? Yeah. And I remember thinking, I remember filming it that day. We were on some bridge. It was a little further than we usually go, but I just remember that scene. So now just Jose is such a great guy and he's an even better actor. But the fight was a disaster. And I love that kid. So now we get to Darby. Darby's all burnt out. Tell me why.
Why?
Oh, good.
No, why? No, you. I don't know. No. Why?
Don't know.
Ask Theo. Why?
Meth lab?
What? Sure. That's what it had to have been. Did we blow it up? I don't remember.
Don't know.
Am I in Gemmas Island? Was I with you guys?
Don't know.
Can we, right now, after we hang up on this, let's just watch 4 and 5, and then let's just do it right now.
I don't know if maybe he got burnt way before that. Remember, Darby was one of those guys that would disappear for 10 episodes at a time. He might have got burnt in something to do with Zobel. Again, listen, the second this thing posts, there'll be 900 comments.
Tell us. Samly, tell us.
They'll say, listen, dipshits, this is what happened.
This is what happened. Okay, good.
But the point is, Darby is super burnt. Okay?
He's at a clinic getting his little thing looked at. That's why I think it might be a little bit more recent, his face, because he's in a clinic getting looked at, and he looks out the window at the most perfect time. I mean, kind of set up, if you ask me, but he happens to look out, and there's fucking Jax and Tara and a doctor.
Yeah, why is out of the back of a van? What are you doing? First of all, you're doing it right near the hospital. Go to a parking lot.
You know,
go to the rec room. Go to the bathroom. What are you doing?
What are you doing letting Darby see that?
And he's got his cut on. Why is he got a cut on? Take your cut off.
Come on. He's doing a little bit of that.
Super silly.
Oh, no. So he's Jax is still kind of with Tara. Remember
but wait a second. Before you go on that.
Yeah.
After that whole thing with Darby. Okay. No. So
my point is he went to the hospital, Jax did, and said to Tara, I'm sorry, but I need you. They've just done but I need you. Yep. And so she goes, okay, I'll fucking do it.
Yep.
I'll just fucking do it. So she's helping him. All right. So can I just talk about?
So he goes to see Jacob Hale.
Yeah.
Who's running for mayor?
Yeah. Against Oslo.
Says, I don't want anything. I just want these guys to feel pain. I don't care. I just want them to get basically fucked up, right? I want them fucked up.
I guess. Sure.
Okay. He's there. He's pissed off. He's burnt up. He looks crazy. He looks like Sloth from Goonies. He's a mess at this point. Darby goes to see Jacob Hale. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to cut to the hospital. I want to talk about a couple of things in the hospital with you and Kozak before we get into it, because that's the next scene.
Yeah.
Opie walks in with the flowers. Isn't it always fun still? Maybe it's just me because I'm nostalgic. Isn't it fun to see the Sons in all that gear in different settings? Like watching Opie, this big gorilla, come in with his cut on and his woolly.
A big bouquet of flowers.
Big bouquet of flowers. And it's almost like a cartoon, right? It looks like funny.
Oh no! If you thought that wasn't a cartoon, the cartoon really begins with me in the ladder, Kozak ball cap. We're full cartooned out.
Full cartoon. And Opie, what I loved is he has the flip phone, so it shows you that this still is. This is like 2010. I mean, the iPhone had come out, but we're still in flip phone mode.
No, and as you know, we use burners because you can't trace burners. We all had burners because you can't trace them. That's why we really had.
So you and Kozak, first of all, again, I don't want to bring up the obvious because sometimes you need to do things as plot points. Jax with the cut on selling HIV drugs to this doctor is silly. In the parking lot, silly. You and Kozak together to
even
go do the hit is even silly.
It's even sillier.
Why you and Kozak? Couldn't do you and Chips?
No, it's me and Kozak, man, because fucking Clarence is tasking us to do shit. To fucking do shit because Clarence wanted Kozak in the club. And I'm the only one who's going to keep him.
For any new listeners, Clarence is Clay.
Oh, Clay.
That's his full name.
Clay.
For any new listeners.
Did we bring that up last week or this week? I can't remember. But
Go ahead.
Last week. Fucking
so you
Clay.
guys go in, you do that scene. Tell me about that scene. This guy's in there. He's from this new club that we can't remember the name of, from Lodi. He's in there. He's got the tattoos under his lip. I remember all that because it said his club name. And you're going to put cyanide into his thing and you're going to kill him.
Correct.
You fuck up. Tig fucks up on that.
Yeah, big time. Because I thought this guy was knocked out. Almost half dead anyway. Knocked out. He's on morphine at least. He's sleeping. At best, no, he's not. He's none of the above. He opens an eye and he fucking clocks Tig.
Yeah.
Needle goes flying. Cartoon's alive and well. The fucking needle goes flying. I'm looking for it.
Can't find it.
Kozak's going, you're a fucking idiot. And I go, shut the fuck up. He's got blood. I've got blood. Big fight. We don't like each other, but we do, but we don't. And I can't find the fucking needle. So then we have fucking like stabbing him and killing him and putting it in his heart, like right in his heart, which we'll talk about in a minute. And that's what that scene. And I'll tell you what, that scene was as funny to film as anything. If you can imagine our boy in the bed and me and Kenny, and it's close quarters. They had to put the ladder up first. Get in. We got gloves on, needles, and we're supposed to drop shit anyway. Then we're supposed to drop it where Stevie could kind of see with the camera. I could never put it in the right fucking place. So finally, they just placed one down there and hoped that the needle went fucking nuts again. And then there it was, and it kind of was. So it was fun day of nothing going right for me and Kenny. So
let me ask you a question. This sounds weird, but I was just thinking about it. That's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember filming it?
That day?
Yeah.
I do.
As clear as day, right?
Pretty good.
Pretty clear, good. Right?
Pretty good, yeah.
If I asked you what you did last week about something, you have no idea.
Not a clue.
Isn't it so strange with acting that sometimes you remember things like, I remember under that bridge, I remember what I was doing between takes. I remember like going to walk over here and seeing this thing, looking out over the bridge, and I remember it. But literally, if you ask me what I did this morning, I don't know. I'm like, no. I don't know. So there's certain moments with acting, and that scene had so much going on. And that's what's so weird about what we do for a living. There's certain things that you truly just remember. And I'm sure that's like that with life, right? I can go back and remember certain things from high school or whatever. But with that show, there were moments that you remember so well And that scene, there's so much going on because you have to bash his head and Kozak it's a mess.
You know, it's a mess. And then we get in, can we just keep going here?
Yeah, please.
So we go from that and, you know, we go right into the clubhouse, into the chapel.
Oh,
and me and Kenny start to fucking yell.
Yep.
And I go, it was his heart. And I remember Hunnam for the next 4 years.
All of us. But
and
Hunnam mainly, that was Charlie's. That was his line.
Charlie took it, and you guys picked up on it. Every once in a while, just to get under my it was his heart.
It was his heart.
It was his heart.
Charlie would yell that at you all the time.
Right there in my fucking ear, right before a big ass scene. He go, it was his heart. You could not. It was like Pacino would do it. You know, Pacino would do it like that. Oh God!
Because you were yelling in that scene in the chapel.
Yelling. In fact, the one that we ended up using, the one I saw last night, that was on the down low. There was some takes where Hunnam would just go like this. I got to take my pods out. He would just go like that. He was just like, Coates is completely unraveled. He doesn't know what the fuck he's saying, and it's too loud.
So now the cops bust in. Everybody comes in. There's a great moment in this scene. Everybody comes in, and it's the local cops, obviously, because our boy Clay, a.k.a. Clarence Morrow, had this talk with Unser, and Unser knew that we might skip bail. So he sends all the cops to the clubhouse. They come busting in.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. I'm not sure Unser knew about this bust.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You're right. It's because Darby told Jacob. Everybody don't listen to me.
Yeah. No,
it's because Darby told Jacob. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But Unser didn't flag it fast. He didn't get it.
Because he's like this. You just brought this up. He's like this. He doesn't want to fucking deal anymore. He's in a bad spot. He's in a corner. But when he tells Clay, I didn't know about it. It happens like that. I believed him. He didn't know about it.
Okay. But again, he's not also on it like he used to be. Right?
No, not at all. So
Jacob Hale must have called this in, obviously Super Hale or whatever. No, he's gone, right? So this is
no, Hale's gone. No,
Hale's gone. This is Jacob Hale making the force do this.
It's Hale's brother who's running for mayor, Jeffrey, his real name. He called it in to fucking Stahl and all those fucking ATF people, and they're
not ATF. That's regular cops, I think, came in.
I think they were regular cops. Did Stahl make it into that scene? I just saw it last night.
She didn't. Stahl's not in that scene.
No. Well, they were dying to find some script, let me tell you. Well, they didn't find it.
Right.
So
and it's the beginning of the Unser Sam Crow having problems a little, right? We said this. This is the beginning of that problem. So there's an interesting thing that happens in that scene. I don't know if you noticed it. It's one of my favorite moments. Everybody comes out, hands up, hands up. Everybody comes out. We're going down. They're all bum rushing. And Bobby's sitting in the back lighting a cigarette at the table. He never gets up.
That fucker.
Never got up.
I'm gonna fucking call him as soon as I get off this thing.
Never got up. He's sitting back there.
He'll go, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, show him the scene. He never got up.
No, he never got up.
No, he never got up. He's literally at the table in the chapel.
He probably said to our boys, am I in the shot though? Yeah. Like so I'll just stay here. And they ended up doing a little wider, and there he is having a little pop.
He's in the background smoking a cigarette. At the table, never even flinched.
He never got up.
If that's a character choice, it was brilliant. And if it's not, it was even more brilliant.
It's even more brilliant.
Either one, it was fucking fantastic. Because Bobby Elvis did not move. And then one thing I also thought about, I didn't remember that we had that female deputy who joined the cast.
Oh, she's amazing. Her name is Tiara Delver. Her name is Maria Delver. Maria. It's spelled a beautifully weird name, so I always say it's like Tiara Maria Delver. She's from Saskatchewan. She did like My Home Problems. She did like 25 shows. We loved it when she came. Remember her and Dave, my stand-in Dave Jensen. He would kind of be with Maria.
They were partners, yeah.
They were kind of partners, but Maria, yeah, man.
She's from Saskatchewan?
Great. Yeah, originally, yeah.
Wow. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Look at
Two
that.
Saskatchewan people in the same television show.
You got Leslie Nielsen from Manitoba. You got Kimmy Kotsumari from the Saskatchewanites.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen, my favorite actor ever. I still
funny.
watch The Naked Guns all the time. Okay. So our lawyer, Robin, here she comes trying to get passage through Oswald. This was a pretty huge move here. We bring in Alvarez to kind of seal the deal.
Yeah.
To assure Oswald that there's going to be no more bloodshed. Because we say it all the time, but
that was bizarre, Hank. They all came in. There he is. Yeah,
pretty awesome.
Go ahead.
Pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
So that's kind of like the big power move right there. Like, hey, we need this. And again, I think at this point we still kind of have the thing over Oswald about the nuts of the thing with his daughter from early in the season 1, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No. When Emilio does say, I thought we already had this handled from what I did about my boy, but they're still not handled. That's why this time I think we almost start to believe it. At least I do. But we'll find out.
Yeah, I wonder if this is the end of our problems with the Mayans for good.
That's exactly what I was wondering too. We're halfway through season 3. We're about to go to fucking Ireland. There's a lot of shit that goes down in Ireland. We get back, then we go right to prison for a year and a half for season 4 to start. We'll find out. We'll find out about season 4. But somewhere in there, Emilio becomes really kind of part of SOA in a weird sort of way. Those Mayans and
100%. And bringing him in at the end of this with Oswald was a big part of that. So then we go to Jax having to tell Tara about the drug raid. Them not knowing who did it and thinking that jail could be super heavy for her.
I felt for Tara.
Me too.
In this scene. I remember thinking from the shows that we've watched so far, you and me, I'm not really taking sides, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just letting the show wash over me because you and I did all 92. So we were there. Mm-hmm. And we know how Sutter went off on these tangents of love and then hate and then staying together and not staying together. And Tara and Jax were at the top of that mountain. So at this moment, again, like his tone with her, and I know he's doing it for love, but he's done with her. He's done. And you see, and Tara just helped with the scripts and he's actually blaming her for ratting out on the scripts, and her fucking reaction, Maggie, was just so brilliant in the scene.
She's fucking amazing.
She's just so brilliant. She's going, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Why? It wasn't him. And he's going, well, then who? You know, those moments where someone said something, and the only one that was there was you two and one other, sort of a denominator that we don't know who that guy is, but he wouldn't say anything because he's taking money. No. So it must have been you. If it wasn't you, it wasn't me.
And the fact that he blames her is heavy.
I know. That's what I'm just saying. It was fucking Darby.
And it was Darby, burnt up Darby, looking like Goonies, Sloth from Goonies. Yeah. And here's what's crazy. So now we go to our famous montage ending.
Yeah.
Start showing everybody in their beds.
Yeah. Oh, that's maybe where I saw Stahl and her girl.
Her girl was sleeping.
Yeah.
She's just awake. Correct.
Yeah,
she's sleeping and she's awake.
That's where I saw it.
And Clarence is watching Yul Brynner on TV, and Gemmas sleeping in the hospital bed. But what we get is an amazing thing. Now we see Tara, and this is the first. We don't usually do this. And again, I'm always weird because I love watching camera angles. Is we first see Tara alone in her bed. No one's next to her. We see a second shot of Tara alone, but it's from the side, which we never do. We usually just show one angle.
You're right.
We did another angle. That's how I knew that something bad was coming. And when I mean bad, I don't mean bad necessarily for all the women watching or all the men or whoever, whatever, for everyone watching, because we get to see Jax, pumping away with the back tattoo out. But we knew it was going to be bad for Tara because there were 2 shots of her. And we were seeing her completely alone, side face, front face.
Twice.
Amazing. And then, we see Jax with Kristen Renton's character. What was the name again? I always forget.
I don't know. Winter was what the fuck was Kristen's name? She was amazing. We didn't get enough of her on the show.
She was in a bunch.
She was, but
the early stuff with Georgie
she would have done more. I mean, I'm not kidding. That girl was so good, and they loved her. We loved her.
We loved her. She was amazing in it.
But it's the storyline. It's the storyline. Kurt Sutter loved us all, but it was the storyline. If your storyline wasn't going to go well.
But what's crazy is when Jax sees her in the beginning of this episode, he says, "Now's not the time. You're right. I'm busy." Right, and pulls out.
That's right.
Knowing that this is going to end the way it ends, which again,
was it Ima?
Ima, thank you. Great, by the way. Great. That might have been your best pull to date.
I didn't even look it up, but I think it's Ima. Anyway, go ahead.
You're right. So here's what I want to tell you. What happened a lot when the show was going on, it would be Team Gemma, Team Jax, Team Tara, right? But nobody ever liked Tara. Tara got a lot of she got a lot of stuff.
I never understood that, really.
Me neither. And even, for me, when later on, it would be like when Juice and Jax were having their problem. Well, I'm Team Juice and I'm Team Jax. And they were having this whole thing. Team Clay was a big one, right? Team Gemma was the big one. But no one ever wanted to be on Tara's side. And I got to tell you something. I know we're however many episodes we're in. I don't see what Tara's ever done wrong. What has she done wrong?
Nothing. Jax
is the one who's doing something wrong.
It must be just that she's the girl, the woman, the lover of our prince.
Right.
The prince. The prince doesn't need to get married. The prince is going to run. He's going to run the whole fairy tale. The prince he'll find her later. But Tara's been involved from the get-go. Always a thorn, but mostly a rose. To Jax. And people, man, yeah, they
just didn't like her. And they didn't like her when she was in competition with Wendy. They didn't like her when she was in competition with Gemma. And here's Maggie acting circles around people. She's amazing. She's an amazing actress.
Stage actor, the way it's done. She's amazing.
Bringing it in every scene. And again, there was this thing. So I know the fans, all love her, but there was this thing back then where I remember she would have a tough time because they almost tried to paint her as an enemy, but it wasn't in the writing.
No.
You know what I mean? And maybe it was just because anybody, and believe me, I felt this when Jax and I had our thing, and we'll talk about that in the later seasons, where it was he could do no wrong, even if he was doing wrong. And here he is doing wrong at the end of this episode, technically, with Tara sitting at home, but still he's the hero and she's not. But what an amazing way to end the episode. I've always loved those back tattoos. Again, who has the back tattoo?
Just Opie and Jax. And
then
then one other guy did that. We burnt the tattoo off his back.
Oh yeah.
Season 1. We'll get to that. Beautiful little actor too. Anyway, and do you notice how this show ended? This incredible "I Won't Let You Go," the song "I Won't Let You Go." It ends on "Oh no,
oh no,
oh no,
oh no."
That's how the song and the show and the Reaper comes up. Oh no. That's how this episode. The last 2 words were "Oh no." And that's right. You could end "oh no" on every fucking
I'm going to end "oh no" on this. Another amazing episode. You know the deal. One question. Sorry. Hold on. Don't. I want to ask the question quick. I want to
do you have one there?
I do. I have one. I have one keyed up. It's keyed up. When I say it's keyed up, it means it's going to take a minute. Okay. This is a great one. It's from Sarah Peterson. I don't want to wreck the last name. Gebauer. Gebauer.
Sure.
Sarah Peterson Gebauer. I'm not sure if this is how you submit questions for Reaper Reviews. Hashtag because I'm bad with technology. Well, she's like you.
So am I.
Okay. But here it goes. One thing I've always noticed in watching the series is that all these guys have broken relationships or no relationships outside of the club, with rare exception. Tig has estranged daughters. Bobby is divorced from Precious. Opie can't connect with his kids and is battling with Donna until she is, murdered by the club. Jax is constantly battling with Tara. Jax is constantly battling with Tara. Piney is divorced from Mary, or estranged maybe. And then Juice is always alone, etc. It speaks to the toxic nature of the club. Why do these guys keep with it when it destroys their lives time after time? What is it about Sam Crow that makes them willing to walk away from these potentially life-saving relationships? In your research into 1%ers and all, is this really true, or is this just part of the show? I appreciate the community you're building here. Thank you so much. First of all, great question.
Okay, that question was hit right out of the park. I think this is you can't really answer this question in one sit down, but I will just say that I'm an actor playing a character called Alexander Tig Traeger on the show Sons of Anarchy. You do all your research, you find out about 1%ers. I could ride before I started the show. All of a sudden, the one thing that we had as a bond was family. Bikers are family. Trust me when I say this. There's not one biker that is not a family member of a family, meaning the bikers that they associate with. Most of them have relationships, obviously. A lot of them are fathers and mothers and have kids. But the club, there's something about the club that Opie had problems with leaving and coming, and the pull and the push. The club is the family. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be broken relationships with other things if you put club above your wife or your old lady or your guy or your buddy or whatever. The club, you go to church, you go to chapel. There's certain rules when you belong to a club, and I don't think it's like the NFL. Theo, you and I've talked about this. To finish off my answer, the NFL. And we know all the brain injuries. There's not one NFL player that would have changed anything because of the love of the sport and the love of the contact and the love of the buddies in the locker room. 1%ers have that going on. So it's a constant push and pull, and it's a great question.
Yeah, and I think you really answered it. For me, it's that, and I think Juice actually said this line early in that prison episode that we did where he got shanked. Is the club is your family. Everything else takes a step back.
Beautiful scene. You were sitting on the bed. Yeah, you said it to Charlie.
So that's it. I mean, if you really want that answer, Sarah, the answer is that's it. The club is the family. And when you have something that is the utmost importance, where if anything even roughly comes in the way of that, it gets pushed to the side. So I think all the things you're talking about, why Juice was alone, why Tig was estranged from his daughter, why he had all these problems, why all this stuff with Jax and Tara, that's all because the first thing in their life was Sam Crow.
That's right.
So that's the number one thing in their life. Everything else that comes in the mix of that is a problem, meaning that you're lucky to be there. And if you in any way impede on this relationship with the club, you're gone.
There's no time for you now. That's right.
So great question. I love stuff like that. And there it
is.
Wednesday. There's Wacky Wednesday. We've done 4 episodes in season 3. We're going to go back. Where do you want to go? You want to go to season 1 or season 2?
I think we better go to 2 because we went to 1 and then we'll go back to 1. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's go to season 2. So whoever is listening to this, tell us what episodes you want us to watch in season 2 that we haven't seen and that we haven't discussed, and we'll do them.
And then we'll go back to season 1. That'd be awesome. Awesome.
Because wait till we get to 4, 5, and 6.
No, Theo, I can't sleep at night thinking about it. I can't.
Me too. I can't wait.
I can't. I'm gonna have to wear a blindfold when I talk to you.
I'm gonna have a whole different setting. I might buy a studio just for 4, 5, and 6.
I promise I'll have a microphone and headphones by then.
We're gonna be official when it comes to that. We're gonna be even more. We're getting more official by the day.
Subscribe, people.
Subscribe. Do the survey. We love you all.
Survey. Love you. Agent 644. I love you, brother.
Agent 644 is out. Theo.
Love you, buddy.
Love you, brother. See ya.